you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Michael, how are you?
I am very good. How are you?
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Beautiful weekend. I had a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
You know what? I went out to Deuce New House.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Have you seen any? Has he sent you any pictures or
He
anything?
has not.
Dude, he's on a lake.
I know.
He's in fucking no man's. Like, he is out there.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah, I know. He's wanted that forever. And but it's cool, man. It's really cool property, and I ended up sleeping outside. Like,
Go damn it, Derek.
I could, like, he's got one of those motion lights downstairs, you know. And I was like, okay, this thing's gonna go off at some point.
Emotionally, you mean
And
the
so,
outdoor?
like, so no, like in the basement area.
Oh, okay.
And so you walk downstairs,
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can turn
like,
that off, right?
You don't have to flip a switch or anything. It just comes on automatically.
Amazing.
Like, this is great.
AI,
So I lay down.
AI, I tell you what.
It's bright as hell, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna go off any second. Any second.
No,
Nope.
never
And
went
I-
off.
And so I did what you were about to say. You can turn those off. I did. Light goes off. I'm like, this is great. 5 minutes later, bing, right back on, like on a timer. And I was like, I'm not going to wake him up. I can't figure this out.
Found a lounge chair, did you?
I found a beautiful lounge chair, grabbed a blanket. I'm just staring out at the lake.
Look at you.
And dude, geese would go by, and I'm like, hey, pipe down out there. Some guy came by fishing at 5 in the morning. I was like, Derek, some guy's trying to steal our fish. And I'm just like under my breath. I'm like, get out of there. Those are our fish. Leave them alone. Yelling at some guy's fish.
Nice.
It's beautiful, man. You got to go out there. It's awesome.
Didn't
man.
get eaten
Really
up by
happy
the
for him.
skeeters? No skeeters out there?
No, it wasn't bad. He's like, dude, the bats come out at dusk. They eat these guys. 10 minutes later, everything's
circle of
cool.
life.
It's perfect.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. So we went out there and barbecued some brats, as Germans are known to do.
Kowalski quality?
Sure, of course. It was wonderful. He's like, he had the pretzel buns. It was fantastic.
Oh.
It was fantastic. Remember Marg's cucumber salad?
Absolutely.
Oh,
the whole thing, huh? Dressed
Dude.
just like it?
Oh, the whole thing. I'm sitting there the whole time he's making. I'm like, not going to be as good as Marg's. It's just not. It's not going to be as good as Margit's. His mom, she's a good woman. And so, yeah, dude, made it. It wasn't as good as Marg's, but damn good.
Good, man.
And I heard some disturbing news. I probably shouldn't even bring this
No,
up. God,
no,
I'm
now
prick.
you have to.
I know, right?
What happened?
Marg's kind of turning into a hoarder.
What?
She's not whipping bags of her own feces up the stairs. We're not at that level yet. We're not at that level. She's not collapsing the upstairs staircase.
Hold on. So Uve kept her from being a hoarder, essentially.
Dude, that's exactly what I go, so was it like...
God damn it, pick that up!
I'm like, was it Uwe that kept...
Yeah,
He's like,
I could see that. Yep.
Yep. And I'm like, dude. I'm like, so, like, for real? He's like, yeah, dude. It's bad.
Oh,
I'm
Mark.
like, no way, dude. Like, they kept the cleanest. She kept the
Yeah,
cleanest
yeah.
house. It was
Well,
all
because
Uwe.
you know,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
long or the
You got this, E.
No.
No, you got it. You stepped up to the mic. Finish.
Finish your thought.
The long...
What are you going to say, arm of the law?
Shit.
I had something in my
Well
mind
done,
when I started
Jesus.
to
Well
talk.
done.
Thank you.
Well, when Derek
Appreciate
moved
it.
from Berkeley to this new place, they had to, there was like a month or two of closing and all that shit. And so he's like, he moved a bunch of shit into his old home next door to your old home.
Right.
And I went over there and I was like, there's a lot of shit around here. Huh? This is crazy. I've never seen the house look like this. And he's like, yeah, we got a lot of stuff here, but mom's kind of hanging on to some things. And I'm like, okay.
Wow. I wouldn't have
Dude.
pegged her for a hoarder.
Me either. It's to the point. Fuck, I should not be talking. This is bad, dude. I had no intention of discussing this.
Newspapers from 1983.
Sure.
Really? Oh, shit.
Dude, like all over the house, and it's like Heather and Derek will go over there and be like, okay, we're gonna clean out the garage. We're just gonna start one room, no big deal. this and that.
Sweeperoo.
And she's finding ways to like,
Just like the TV show, man.
yes, dude, she's finding ways to be like, something came up, you guys can't come over. And Heather's like, okay, no problem. I'm off for the summer as a teacher, so I'm gonna go there on
Give my
Tuesday.
summers off.
While you're at work, no problem. Mark's calling in sick to be home.
Oh, shit. She doesn't want her shit touched.
No.
Wow, either she's a hoarder or she's hiding something, Mike.
You think?
Yeah.
A dead body?
Yeah.
Dude, if I find a fucking dead cat there.
I think Uve's in there. Is Uve in there? Did anybody see Uve go into the ground?
I was told Uve is in a lake. Like Michigan or Superior, one of those. Uve ended up in a lake somewhere in ash form.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. No. He's in Kensington. He's in Kensington Park in ash form. Yeah,
That's where he is?
Yeah.
You've
You've passed him 1,000 times.
I run there almost.
Probably ingested some of Uve the other day.
You ever
My
hear
God.
like a
Deep
ghost
breath.
deep in the woods going,
Now I want to know where.
ask Derek, he'll tell you.
Okay.
He'll tell you. Yeah, so, I don't know.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting news.
Yeah.
I'll chew on that.
And then, I was telling you that Beth brought that fucking dog.
Yeah,
That
monkey.
puppy monkey.
He's a cute.
Oh, my God. And so she had to work this weekend. So when she's got to work, she's like, hey, do me a favor and go over and just let it out.
You're like, sure.
Absolutely. Dude, I was there for 3 hours one day. Like, usually 15 minutes in, let these dogs whiz shit, let them in.
What was the deal?
I was having so much fun playing with the monkey. He's just so cute.
He's a cute.
Derek and I went over there, and he's like,
Don't even think about it, Mike.
no. Derek, he had Daisy and Diego for years, right?
Damn it,
These two dogs, big ass fucking black labs. And Diego's still alive. Daisy died, and I'm like, oh, he's used to having a running mate, man.
Yeah. Take the monk, huh?
Derek took one look at this monkey and was like, oh, God, he's texting Heather, we need the monkey. We need the monkey. And she's like, oh, God, okay. So we'll
Really?
see. Dude, they might actually take this
Will
dog.
he pass the background check?
Don't know. Yeah, they do extensive background
Will they
checks on
find the
these people.
Wienermobile incident?
They might. And some other incidents as well. They don't even care about that. You could
Fireman's
murder someone
ladder?
as long as you're good with animals. They're
Yeah.
like, cool, whatever.
He's
You
good
wanna-
with animals.
He's very
could
good with
vouch for
animals.
that.
So, yeah, I would too.
Hey, look, listen, if you want the absolute best automotive experience possible, go see our friends at Zott Ford in Holly. Zott Ford has a massive selection of new and pre-owned vehicles ready for you to choose from. Their award-winning service department has brand new free loaners for you to enjoy while your vehicle is being serviced. Zott Ford has a fully stocked parts department and 2 state-of-the-art body shops. So, to Jay, Mike, and Etard's point, Zott Ford has you covered. Plus, when Zott takes care of you, you're really taking care of the podcast. So thank you.
How was your weekend? Anything exciting?
You know, it was the
Anything good?
triumphant return of Manny. Manny, I don't know if I
Oh.
mentioned this, but he was gone for a week out in California.
What?
He was hiking and river rafting.
Get outta
How
here.
sweet is that, huh?
Dude, was he with a club or something?
He was
or?
with him and the boys.
Yeah.
And
Like just his friends?
yeah, like 6 friends or something, and then a couple dads went.
Wow.
Yeah, so they flew into Vegas and then drove to Venice Beach.
Oh, yeah. Muscle Beach.
There
It's
you go.
Muscle Beach.
And
yeah.
he stayed there a day, and then they went more inland and did a bunch of hiking,
Dude.
Yosemite, and
So he's seen the fires. Like,
Yes.
there's
yeah.
some serious shit going on around there. And that's hot as balls right now. It's
I was pretty
110.
nervous about that.
Yeah.
Aren't there forests? Yeah, it's a long way off.
Dude, I happened to be.
I think they closed all of Yosemite yesterday.
Oh, dude, Yosemite is absolutely closed. That is a massive park. I was talking to Crack Yola's out at Fort Pendleton in San
Right.
Diego as a Marine. And he was texting me about some things. He'll send me videos of like Marines like kicking each other's asses and shit.
Sure.
And I'm like, hell yeah, these are our boys.
Semper
It's
Fi.
like, yeah, if this guy doesn't tap out, he's gonna pass out.
What do they
Like,
say again, Mike?
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah.
Not hoo-ah. Hoo-ah.
Sure, it's not oorah.
Oorah. Oorah. Yeah, I think it's oorah. And Semper Fi.
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor. So anyway, he'll send me stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, so where are you at in San Diego? And he's like, a little north at this city. I'm like, dude, you're right north of Carlsbad. Fucking awesome. And he's like, yeah. It's a total beach town. And he's loving it. And he's like, I'm like, hey, have you gone here yet? Have you gone there? You go to Tecumseh. That's close to you. You can go to the Indian casino and shit. That's fun. He's like, yeah, there's a lot of fires out here right now. Can't really go very far.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, man. It's bad.
I know, man.
It is bad.
Honestly, I can't believe the group did what they did, Manny's group, because they're all over the place.
So
and
they were,
and they
like-
spread like wildfire, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure
dude,
if
they
you've
were
heard
in
that.
the mountain, like
Yeah.
hiking.
I mean, they did it
That's-
smart
do you
as
feel
smartly as they
irresponsible
could.
as a parent? Like, I mean,
in hindsight,
Trump has like declared
hindsight.
it's a major
would
disaster.
I do it
area.
again?
When did you agree to this? Like 8 months ago?
Nah,
Midwinter?
Yeah, it was a while ago, and so they planned this whole thing, and then the fire started, and it seemed like they were pretty far away
Humans are really good at
until
just
he-
being able to say, like,
he
it's not going to
sends us-
affect me. It's not going to affect.
Yeah.
Dude, we're very, very good at being able to just say, well, I'm not going to be affected. Surely.
He sends us pictures, and it's like, shit, that's foggy as hell. No, that's
No,
smoke.
that's not fog. That's soot.
Oh, that right there? Like
Dude.
right across the valley?
My sister is sort of close to Oakland, right?
Yeah.
And she is like, the kids are just coughing. It's like, oh, they're coughing because it looks like a cloudy day, but it's not clouds. It's just shit from the fires up in northern in the valley of where the vineyards are. Like, those are brutal and burning. I mean, you know, Governor Brown, who hates Trump, he's a Democrat, liberal, the whole works, and he's like, will you please like declare this like a major disaster? We like need help bad.
Yeah.
And so Trump did over the weekend, and so it's, you know, a big declaration and giving them a ton of funding for all, you know, shelters and food and clothing. And
Well, Governor Brown better watch out and not do a Chris Christie. Remember that ruined Chris Christie's political career when he was arm in arm with Obama, when Obama provided him funding
yeah, but
for
that
New
was
Jersey?
yeah, but he was
Same
kissing
thing. It's
his
disaster.
ass, though.
It was the hurricane
Yeah.
damage and all that shit. Ruined him. Ruined him.
Absolutely destroyed him. And then when he went on closed the beach down, the public beach,
That didn't help either.
and then went out there, just him, his wife, and 2 kids sitting on the beach by themselves on a closed beach. Dude.
His overall fatness would have ended him at some point.
Yeah.
But,
Well, seeing him in baseball pants, like, whoever let him go out in baseball, like, for
Jesus,
real,
Chris
legit.
Christie Bingett baseball pants,
I
throwing
mean-
out the first pitch. It was not a good look. It's sort of
I think
a
we
it's
saw
sort
a
of
helmet in one of the pictures.
It's
Did
kind
we
of a
not see that?
Dumpty look, a Humpty Dumpty.
Oh,
kinda
very
look.
Dumpty-ish.
Very
Yes.
egg-like.
Yes.
Jesus, do we have him? Do you see the egg?
Yeah.
Check him out, man.
If he had a great fall, no one would be able to put him back together again. All the
Absolutely.
King's horses, all the King's men would not be able to put him back together again.
Neither the King's horses nor the King's
There it
men.
is.
Yeah.
I think that's a dick tip.
that
we're
is
seeing
a
there.
dick tip.
Yeah, I think we're seeing like
That's a fat man's dick tip. That's
Yeah.
how that works, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
Can you zoom in on that, E? Can we see an actual like cut, like where
We've
he
already
was
had.
circled?
I will say we've had this discussion.
You think he
before,
can
but-
reach that?
No. Oh God, no.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a helmet, dude.
Or
That is a
or
helmet.
is that a vag we're looking at? Is that camel toe?
Well,
is
it's-
that dromedary toe, Mike?
It's left-leaning vag, maybe. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that is a helmet. And
Right.
he probably looks at this picture and goes, "Oh wow, that's what it looks like." I have no idea.
Oh, there it
Is
is.
it possible that's a ball?
No, that's a helmet.
Yeah.
I think that's a helmet.
Like, wouldn't you be in the dressing room, like, cinching up your belt and shit? Just catch a brief glimpse of yourself in the mirror and just be like, "Oh no, I can't play."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That was
Like
balls
that's
move.
unacceptable.
Well, speaking of pants, back to Manny. So Manny makes his triumphant return. You know, as you do when you go on these trips, you buy stuff for the lady friend and so forth.
Of course.
Little
What'd he get her?
souvenir. He got the matching destination hoodies, and I was like, oh, okay, that's gay, but whatever. What else you get her?
You didn't say that.
I did.
You hate destination wear, though.
I
it's
hate
not
destination wear. It probably wasn't fair.
Yeah.
But he goes, well, here's what else I got her. And he pulls up these little booty shorts. And they're like turquoise booty shorts. I'm like, dude, you bought her booty shorts? He's like, yeah, check this out. He turns around and says, Manny's ass on it.
So he had it imprinted.
Yes.
Oh, I've never
He
had so
bought
much
his-
respect for your boy. I've never.
You know how you can picture like pink across it?
Or
you know,
whore.
Right. Whatever.
Sometimes they say slut, whore,
Is
whatever.
that Victoria's Secret that does the pink?
pink, yeah,
pink
yeah.
campaign?
Yeah.
Those type shorts
Manny's
with
ass.
Manny's ass.
Dude, that
Manny's. Like,
Did he apostrophize it?
yes, he did.
You did. Okay, so
yes,
he at
it's
least got
possessive.
grammatically he
Manny's
was right.
ass. Possessive. I'm like,
As in, it's his ass.
he's like, so I'm gonna go over and see her right now, and he's like walking out. I'm like, dude, no, you can't take those.
No, your mom can say that. His mom can say that to him. You
Look,
can't.
man, look,
Did you let him
listen.
go over there?
no, because
She's not wearing Manny's ass shorts right now.
hold on. If I'm her dad,
That's the thing.
if I'm her dad, I lose every ounce of respect for that kid.
Can't you make a quick call and go, look, man, here's what I'm facing. I'm so proud of I've never been more proud of my boy. Manny's ass. I know.
Possessive.
Possessive. It's correct even. I feel terrible about this. Normally, I would never let this go. I don't want you to think, I don't want to be thought less of as a man, as a family man. I wouldn't normally say this, but I'm so proud of my boy. Do you mind?
This is how Manny resolved in his head, and it's hard to argue with. He's like, it's funny though, right? I'm like, yeah, it is.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah. So as long as it's funny, it's appropriate, I guess.
Manny's
right?
ass. I can't believe he showed you.
That's my thing too,
Like,
man.
dude, you could have easily
Right, I
just
would've
gone to
hid
her.
that.
I would never
No,
show
not,
my
not because
dick.
of being. Not because of
Right,
being.
why would you show your parents that?
I would. Yeah, that's the
Gab
reason.
and I are standing there like, are you kidding me, dude?
What did he think you were gonna do?
He thought it was hilarious, though.
he
thought
known you-
I would laugh, which I did.
Yeah.
But he didn't think I'd put the kibosh on it because
Wait.
he knows I like to laugh about shit.
How old is he now? 16, 17?
About
something
to
like
be
that?
17.
Okay, he's known you most of his life, right? Most of
Most
his
of it,
most
yeah.
of his life, he's known.
I come and go.
Why in the fuck would he think for a second? Like, dude, that is something you fold, you box up, you go, hey, I'm going to my girl's house, and you deliver the Manny's ass drawers.
Because I think he wanted to share the joke with me.
Well, then you take a picture of it, and after the fact, you go, shit, I should have done this before, man. I didn't even think about that, Dad. My bad. I'm a kid. What are you going to do? I'll learn my lesson, but I already gave him to her. I can't take him back now. I'm not going to be not an Indian giver. You can't say that anymore.
Native American.
Native American giver. I don't want to be a Native American giver, so.
But yeah, then he starts arguing shit like, well, I want to get my money's worth. I'm like, dude, please, believe me. Her dad's going to flip out if he sees this.
So where are the Manny's ass
I
drawers
don't
now?
know. I don't know.
Wait, you didn't confiscate?
No, I don't know.
Oh, then they've been delivered. Yeah.
Maybe.
I hope. Dude, that is the funniest shit. I did not see that coming. That was a turn I didn't see coming. I would expect that from.
It's possessive.
Honest to God, dude, I would expect that from your other boy.
Russell?
I would expect that more from Russell before
Manny.
before Manfred. But dude, that is hilarious. It just warms my. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It warms my heart.
So he was
That's
planning
great.
giving them with the other dad, like it was just like, oh, like
he
like I
was-
said, on the side for sure.
Dude,
like,
he's
to me,
16. He thought it was hilarious,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
He went,
Yeah,
Manny's
okay.
ass, fucking hilarious.
It's funny, and that's all
That's
that matters.
it.
Right.
He wasn't thinking about his parents. He wasn't thinking about the girl's parents. He was thinking, I'm going to deliver Manny's ass shorts to this girl. It's hilarious. And I can't fault him for that. I agree with him. It is. Fucking is. Did he have fun otherwise on his trip?
He did. They had
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Oh, dude,
The
that's
other thing
awesome.
I did this weekend, though, dude, I went and saw Skyscraper with the Sweet Pie. Just Sweet Pie loves action movies. As
Wait,
you know.
that's the Tom Cruise.
No, man, that's Mission Impossible.
Oh,
like
which is
Skyscraper.
killing, by the way.
Is it?
Mission Impossible has exploded.
Wow.
Who knew? Yeah, it did like 68 million. Its first
Holy
weekend.
shit.
Yeah.
No, with The Rock. It's
gee,
Die Hard,
yeah.
dude. Basically,
Really?
It's a friggin' building that terrorists come to, and they,
What?
But let me
where
tell you
where are the
this.
terrorists from? Did they have the balls to go like Middle East?
No. They're like European or some Belgian or something like that. But it's Die Hard times 10. If people are looking for an action movie that's just kind of fun, I would say it's good. Like
Yeah.
I went into it thinking this is going to be total trash. I was entertained by it.
Yeah. Because of the action nature.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's just it's really action packed, and
Yeah.
like I said, Die Hard.
They didn't
times
throw
10.
like a yippee-ki-yay motherfucker in there. did
No, Nora, Bill
they?
Clay.
Clay.
Dude, if they would have had Alan Rickman as the frickin' bad guy, it would have been absolutely perfect.
Really?
Oh,
You know what I watched over the weekend? Dunkirk. Have
Oh,
you
yeah?
seen Dunkirk
no,
yet?
I've heard it's really long and kind of too long.
What are you saying, Brandon? What are you didn't like it?
was
It won
very
like 3
boring.
Oscars.
That means
It's
nothing.
the one of the most
Yeah.
boring movies I've ever seen.
There's not much dialogue. I'll give you
The
that.
whole thing is just you.
Yeah. The
Which is
scenes
launching
though.
mortars
Just
or
like
what?
it's just missiles getting
So
launched at each
so
other.
it's World War I era, and you've got guys trapped on an island of Dunkirk, and
There's missiles in World War One.
yeah,
Can we rewind for a second?
torpedoes and
Okay.
dropping bombs
Yeah.
off a plane. And there's some air, but I gotta, dude, I'm watching this thing going, how the fuck would you film it? Because it didn't appear CGI'd, but it was like, dude, these are like.
Like biplanes and shit just swooping in.
Yeah, and like a destroyer
The
that gets
Sopwith
bombed,
Camel.
and dude, it was kind of impressive. I mean, I agree, Brandon. It was slow, and it's but it got rave reviews. The other one I kind of liked was 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri.
3 billboards.
3 Billboards. It was like really highly respected movie. Got a lot of attention from the award
Who's
shows.
in it? Anybody?
It was
Yeah.
What was
Has
it
to be
about?
Yeah,
Was
but-
it was like Alabama or something, right?
Missouri.
Or- okay.
I think it's Missouri.
Lot
Anyway,
going
they were on
in Missouri.
HBO. New drops on HBO. So I was like, all right, I'll check them out. I'll check it out. Anything else over the weekend? Anything else fun?
What took up most of my weekend, I'm going to save for members area because I don't want to like make this whole show go sideways. It's
Too late.
no, I'll save it. It consumed my weekend, but be more interesting in members area.
Any more like what What's the topic?
I got screwed.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. And this has nothing to do with Manny's ass.
No.
Okay. Good. Mentioned Trump. E, did you do anything exciting? Anything you want to mention? Did you have a fun weekend? Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you there.
I don't know. I guess it's you know, I've already talked about it too many times. I've done the bike sharing in Detroit. I've done it several times on the show. I've talked about it. So that's what me and Chubbs did that on Saturday. Did a shit ton of biking, to be honest with you. We did like 20 miles or some shit in the end, I
Rick,
guess.
what are you talking about?
Whatever, man.
So
I've
did
done
you do
it.
the beer one where you
No,
pedal
no,
and-
the one where you rent bikes, a half hour at a time, you know, or
Eric,
whatever.
just spit it out already.
People, by the way, though, if people haven't done this, they need to fucking do it. I know I've said it several times, but if you haven't done it, you need to do this. It's so fun.
Eric, do you need a hug?
No, I hate hugs.
They don't like being touched.
But they should do it. I know I've said it before. I've talked about it on the show several times, but it's incredible. $8 as long as you re-up every half hour, you get to ride around the city. I think it's fucking awesome if it's a nice
Yeah.
day out. So that's
Not
what I
good
did.
for you. Who'd you go with,
Eric,
Chubbs?
I think
Chubbsy.
it's time for a new career choice.
Maybe.
Agree with Sweet Pie on that one. Mentioned Trump and declaring this major disaster for California as they've got fires popping up all over. This is just the start of fire season 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's destroying the state, and it's getting ugly. So the new major disaster declaration will help fire victims with unemployment, food aid, legal and mental health counseling, among other federal programs. Also make counties and cities eligible for federal financial assistance and help with repairing the billions in damage to infrastructure.
When are plate tectonics just going to take care of that shit? Just
Sooner than
let
later.
her adrift.
Well, they're really worried about the tectonics, mostly in Portland and Seattle, even more so than like
Really?
like Northern California. Yeah, but there's like a whole strip there, like I think through wine country, that's not as bad. Like the plates, the way they rest are different. But Portland and Seattle and like San Francisco proper, they're like, oh, any day, any minute, this thing could go, and just it's crazy. They're like, oh yeah, we're expecting like the big one at any point, So anyway, when I was talking to Crack, he's like, yeah, you know how I lack, for the most part, respect for firefighters. I just sit around and cook and hang out at the firehouse.
We have a lot of firefighters who listen to this show.
Oh, I know, and I respect. This isn't me. This is a Marine. He's like, dude, out here in San Diego, seeing these guys
Yeah.
dealing with that. He's like, these guys are no bullshit. He's like, now these are heroes. I don't like just declaring people heroes for any reason. These guys are no bullshit. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, dude, it's crazy. I mean, these fires have destroyed 1,000 homes, killed 9 people, 4 firefighters, shut down Yosemite. Officials said the car fire, they title them, had surpassed 241 square miles. I mean, when you think of like how much that is, San Francisco is 49 square miles, 241 square miles. It's destroyed 1,080 homes. The fire is 41% contained. The massive Mendocino complex fire has grown rapidly, 120 miles north of San Francisco, covers 398 square miles. They say it's the 5th largest fire in California history. More than 20,000 residents have been ordered to evacuate, and that's only 33% contained. California fires have torched about 290,000 acres, more than double the 5-year average over that same period of time. So, and like I say, it's just getting started. So this is ugly and going to cost a lot of money. And
So don't let your kids travel out to California right now, everybody.
yeah,
Keep 'em
you don't
home.
want
Keep
them
'em
hiking,
home. Keep them
especially,
safe.
especially in mountain ranges. Like, who would do that? Like, dude,
it's just
it takes
nuts.
like one asshole driving down the road on a windy, like cutting through the mountains and flicking a cigarette out of his window, and it's like,
It's
oh,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Who would do that?
Just irresponsible. It's child abuse almost. Do you see fucking dude? Was it me and you that were talking last week about whether or not it's smart for our president to be doing the whole fake news thing? Fake news.
I don't think so.
No. I don't know what your opinion is on this, but he keeps hammering this
Yeah.
this thing, and
Base loves it.
Dude, he went on a fucking tweet fest this morning, just slamming the shit out of fake news. And I guess we were talking about what's his name?
Acosta.
Acosta, yeah.
Jim Acosta, CNN.
Trump, so he tweets out this morning. We'll briefly touch this. We don't need to spend a lot of time on it, but the fake news hates me saying that they are the enemy of the people only because they know it's true. I am providing a great service by explaining this to the American people. They purposely cause great division and distrust. They can also cause war. They're very dangerous and sick. Fake news reporting Too bad a large portion of the media refuses to report the lies and corruption having to do with the rigged witch hunt. But that is why we call them fake news. Fake news reporting a complete fabrication that I am concerned about the meeting my wonderful son Donald Jr. had. In Trump Tower, this was a meeting to get information on an opponent. Totally legal, done all the time. In politics, it went nowhere. I did not know about it. Blah, 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 blah.
God, the president's the worst politician ever.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's great. I mean,
Like, call it biased. Like, just say, hey, there's a lot of biased content out there. And,
yeah.
You know, criticize that if you want. But this whole fake, it's sort of the boy who cried wolf. Like, a lot of the shit is not fake, sort
Yeah.
of like, quote unquote. It's
there's-
real, but it's biased.
There's ways to do it, too. It's totally biased. But when you go, the news is fake, there you see them back there with their cameras.
Sound crazy.
Fake news. And then he's like, but we all know who the real news is. Fox
Fox and
News.
Friends.
With
Fox
with
and
Brian
Friends.
Kilmeade and dude, he's
Steve Ducey, naming them by
he
name.
named Steve and the chick, whatever her name is, and Brian and Tucker Carlson and dude, I'm not kidding you. He named
So brutal.
Tucker all the primetime ones. Who was it? Carlson and then who's the other? Hannity. And Judge Janine
Oh, my
or
God.
Laura Ingraham. These are the ones that give you the real. Dude, this is like Hitler type statements. No offense to people that love Trump, but dude, that's what Hitler would do. It'd be like, the media's against you. The media's the worst. And I agree with him on a lot of it. I really do. I think he's getting a raw deal and fucked. And it's funny when you see the reports and these people like acting like the world's coming to an end. And it's like Rasmussen poll came out this weekend. His approval rating, Rasmussen I think was the only one that was correct about the actual election too. But 50% approval now. Support from African Americans for Donald Trump
Yeah, it's
has
like
gone
doubled.
from 13 to 29%. Mexican support is up 10 points. And so there is a whole disconnect from what your fucking top media guys are saying.
Dude,
And
I don't know why anybody watches the news anymore. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's just it's fake on both sides. It's so fucking biased on both sides. Like, just stop watching it.
Yeah.
It's a TV show.
Derek and I got
It's-
into this over the weekend.
It's
where
propaganda to the hilt.
he's doing the same thing. You know, it's like, well, these guys are full of shit. And I'm like, no, Derek, you got to understand. They're both full of shit. One is an arm for the president, and one is the resistance movement. But I spent some time watching, you know, as I was going through HBO. I'm like, oh, I haven't watched Bill Maher in a while. Let me flip his show on. Dude, it is, you would think, honest to God, the world is coming to a fucking end. Like, honest to God, I'm not kidding you. It was the most dreadful. Like, if you watch that show and believe him, you would think that this president is literally Hitler and the world is coming to an end. And I'm like, dude, I was like yelling at the TV what you said. Like, dude, just go outside and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Like shut it off and go for a walk. None of it's true. It's all horse shit anyways.
Twitter just churns it.
Yeah.
It's all horseshit.
It is funny, dude. It's like when I listen to Marin's podcast. You know, I love the guests he has. Fucking love it when he has guests. But he starts his
Then
show.
he slams on the brakes.
Dude, no, when he has his first 15
I don't
minutes.
listen to the first 15
yeah, it doesn't
minutes.
shock.
I go right to the guest.
I know.
Why? Does he do like
He does a soliloquy.
today's topics?
No,
He
not
just
at all.
Talks, just kind of stream of consciousness.
I actually don't
honestly.
hate it most of the time, but when he gets onto politics, I mean, dude, you're talking. He literally talks about like, man, I think I need to get my I listened to an episode a few months ago, you know, and he'll be talking about like thinking about getting his passport and this and that, and he will shove it into interviews sometimes too, and the guests won't even get on it. Like I've had more than a few guests I've listened to were like, yeah, you know,
Dude,
honestly,
I don't know why you're harping on Marin, because Marin to me has really stayed away from a lot of it. He really has. I've been listening to him pretty regularly for the last 6 or 8 months. He interviews the fucking guest, and dude, if you think that is getting political, you should listen to the real shit that's political. I mean, that's really he really has.
Well, I've heard him a few times with guests try to shoehorn in, and even the guests have kind of like, you know, I don't know, man, and then they just move on. But like,
you guys listen to the intellectual dark web yet? Members of the intellectual dark web. This is a term that was coined by Brett Weinstein or Eric Weinstein. Have you heard of these guys?
No.
One of them is from the Evergreen College, and he made national news when he stood up to that all black day at college. Remember when they said whites stay home?
Stay home. Yeah,
only
yeah.
black kids.
Yeah.
And he was like, whoa, I'm like ultra liberal, but this is wrong. Like this is flat out racist. And he took all sorts of heat and got shouted down and all this shit.
Yeah.
Well, him and his brother are big time advocates for let's be fucking real about all this shit that's going on, and what they've done. And even Rogan is named as one of the members of this group.
Yeah.
This intellectual dark
Rogan's
web.
great.
Sam Harris, who's a philosopher on the left, he does a really good podcast.
Dershowitz there with him?
No. Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Brett and Eric Weinstein, Jordan Peterson. You probably heard of him. He's done the 12 rules for life.
Okay.
Has hit big time over the last 6 months. And Joe Rogan. And these guys have all come together, and they've all done each other's podcasts and shit, and they've all just agreed, look, we're not going to attack each other personally or shout each other down. We're just going to exchange ideas, because that has been completely lost.
Yeah.
The notion that we could exchange high-minded ideas and not just completely dismiss you.
Right.
But let you have your point, and I'll counterpoint.
Are they
and
reaching
maybe,
people with that?
Absolutely,
Good.
dude.
Thank
This
God.
is a-
Somebody finally.
This is a thing, and to the extent I listen to anything that edges on politics now, I only listen to this group of people.
Dude, that's all you're asking for is like, because we've bitched about it for a year and 6
We
months
said
now.
it 2
Like,
years ago.
dude,
Somebody has to be in the middle. Somebody
Yeah.
can profit greatly if they were
Yeah.
to start a channel or something. This isn't a single channel. These guys all have their own YouTube and all, their own websites
and respected voices to a man.
etc. They all write their own books, but they all help each other out in that they cross-pollinate this
Yeah.
idea. Because they've all been
So they're trying to
fucking-
get out of the echo chamber, which is what we've been bitching about for a year and a
They're
half.
out
Like,
of the
dude,
echo chamber because they all, even the far leftists, understand that this is death. If we keep pushing this identity politics
Yeah.
and we take it to its extreme and all these other policies extreme, it's fucking death.
Well, when Trump tweets out about, the media's, on the verge of starting a war and destruction, and they're sick and dangerous, like, I know that sounds drastic, but dude, that's my concern. When I've talked about the media for so many years, it's like, you guys serve a really important purpose, and if you're not able to look with an unbiased and honest, when you've got an anchor versus an editorialist, Don Lemon should be fired for going on the air and going, it's official, the president of the United States is a racist.
Yeah.
No, as an anchorman, you should be fired for that, not promoted for that. And so it's like, dude, if people are watching you and listening to you with that kind of rhetoric, you are being dangerous. We see it in the streets. We see these things. And I'm not saying Donald Trump is right or whatever. It's not about that. It's like, dude, your media has a purpose, and they're not serving it right now.
Well, one of the interesting things that this Eric Weinstein guy says about media is that they ought to be paid a lot more, because what they're doing right now is they're getting compensated through likes and clicks and adding up kind of psychic value to
Well,
them.
then they probably have
so
these
that in the future they're viewed as they're an influencer. Oh my God, that
right.
guy with the blue check marker, he's an influencer because look at all the drive he can get on social media.
100,000 likes.
And so
and
this
50,000
dude's kind of like out there point is we got to find a way to pay the media really well so that they don't have to rely on the psychic value of things.
But they are paid. They're paid obnoxiously well.
Not really. Not
The
when
national
you're
level?
Well, yeah, the national level, but those guys are puppets. They're being held by the strings by larger corporations that have their agendas. Because CNN has gone, all right, half the country hates Trump. We're going hard on this resistance.
we'll take them.
and we'll take them.
Yeah.
Fox is doing the same thing on the other side. So now you have this widespread media that's just over the internet and elsewhere and crappy ass web mags and all this shit that are just surviving on peanuts and trying to make names for themselves, and so they're willing to fucking go to the end of the world to destroy some big guy and make a name.
It's crazy, man. When you look at like the American people, who do they trust in the media? It's not even anything American. Like it's BBC number one, Fox News, believe it or not, comes to number two, and then like PBS.
I honestly think like we're at the point where you can't trust what used to be
No.
the media. Like you can't even think about that as a true report of stuff.
Yeah.
You should peruse shit online and figure it out on your own. Honestly, that's where
Yeah.
we are. Because otherwise you were just simply being fed propaganda.
Right, you're a sheep at that point. And you can tell, the thing that drives me nuts is like, I can tell who wrote the article based on the setup of their story.
Dude,
it's like,
this
is crazy.
the headline, the first two first two words of the fucking sentence,
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Well, that's at least encouraging, because we've known for a long time, like, somebody has to, please, a respected voice has to step up, Not be afraid of the backlash when they say something positive about Trump or negative about Trump, because you're going to get murdered for those
These
comments.
guys have blown up over the last year.
That's
this,
great.
This group of dudes.
What's the name of it again?
They call themselves the intellectual dark web, and
great.
most of them don't call themselves
Tongue-in-cheek.
that. Yeah, it's just one of the guys sort of coined that for the group who's been cross pollinating each other. And Rogan is the most kind of standoffish about it because he's got the biggest audience, so he presents people and allows them to talk on every side.
Sure.
But it seems to me he's less comfortable being a part of this quote group of intellectuals. Really, is what they are mostly, aside from him. I mean,
Well, when you're
he's the
talking
guy
about
who's-
Ben Shapiro, I mean, these guys are fucking whip smart, man. These are no bullshit kind
Sam
of guys.
Harris, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rogan, that's impressive because Rogan, I could hear it over the last couple of years. You could hear it in his voice where he's struggling. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, this is crazy what I'm seeing. I'm not
this is so
for
weird.
this or
His
against
favorite
that.
phrase. This is just so weird.
Yeah, and he's a smart guy,
Yeah,
and
he is.
he's an intellectual thinker, and he's like, dude, this is not right. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to believe.
He's got a really good gut instinct, and the cool thing about him is he has a massive audience, and
Yeah.
he's willing to put anyone on there who is interesting.
Yeah.
And so he'll just talk it through with them and try to learn their side of the thing without criticizing them.
And he's not afraid to call them out
Yeah.
and press the issue. It's great. Hopefully I'm going to check that out, dude. That sounds fascinating. Did you see over the weekend we had the first football game? I didn't even notice, dude.
Dude, Isis told me that last week. He was like, oh, yeah, there's a preseason game. Oh, my God. It hadn't even occurred to me. It wasn't even on my radar.
Hall of Fame game. We had the Bears and who was it?
Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah, because you had Urlacher going into the Hall of Fame. It's usually someone who's going in, big name going to the Hall of Fame that their teams match up in Canton. And so you had Urlacher for the Bears, and then you had Ray Lewis going in. And Ray Lewis made a lot of headlines, as he's known to do. He's kind of a
Checkered past.
well, he should be in a
Checkered
church somewhere.
pastor. Yeah.
Just because
Sure.
most guys sit at their little podium with their little fucking microphone and, I want to thank my coaches and this and that. They cry and whatever. But he's like dancing up and down the stage and preaching. And
He's an ordained minister, right?
Is
Has
he?
a flock. I think he does.
he's got a flock. Does he have a flock?
I think so.
Brandon, can you confirm that?
He's ordained, isn't he?
Wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Oh,
Don't.
Brandon. Let me bing this.
Well, he's called for enlightenment, more enlightened leadership in the United States. He's passionately urged his listeners to come together. Are you living every day to make this world better? Think what we can do if we work together as a country, teaching our nation to love each other again. It's how we react to the challenges in our life that shows our greatness. How do we execute that dream? Who will answer that knock on the door in the middle of the night? We need people willing to fight for what is good and what is right. We can go from being legend. I don't like calling yourself a legend. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you're going to the hall. Just be humble. We can go from being legends to being to building a legacy bigger than football, bigger than sports. Look at what unites us. The answer is simple: love, hope, faith, and love. And the greatest is love. Lewis was joined by Randy Moss, Brian Dawkins, Urlacher, Bobby Beathard, others. Terrell Owens didn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did his thing
stayed
from
in,
Chattanooga, right?
Chattanooga, yeah. And I kind of understood what he was saying. Like, isn't there something a little weird about, like, okay, so my stats were what they are. They didn't change when I retired, and now 4 years later, all of a sudden I'm good enough to be here. And so his thing is like, dude, I want to highlight the fact that these media members, there should be a criteria. You've earned that. You've earned the right to be here, and these guys can hold you back for whatever reason. And 3 years later, like, whatever, it is what it is. But I don't think it's right for future players and other players to wait 3 years, 40 years to then be inducted into the Hall of
It's
Fame.
part of the process, though, isn't it? Like, they do that all the time. Baseball more than football, I guess. Like, everybody gets in for football, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I was about to say, is Urlacher really a Hall of Famer? And then I thought, yeah, it's football.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Everyone-
Football's easier.
Football, it's kind of weird because it's like so many spots each year, but it seems like everyone just somehow gets in.
Yeah, they
so,
fit them all in at some point.
Yeah.
Urlacher was a beast, though, for his
Oh, yeah.
generation. I mean,
Yeah.
he. I
Really?
mean, is he the best linebacker in Bears history, better than Singletary? I mean, he was
Butkus?
dominant for Butkus. Yeah,
that's
I mean,
the-
for a
that's the
decade,
guy, right?
But if you're pointing to like a generation in the '90s or whatever, what was he? Early 2000s or '90s, whatever he
He
was.
was like 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would definitely say like, oh yeah, Urlacher, Ray Lewis, Urlacher. Those are the names, So I don't know. But when you look at the numbers, someone like Terrell Owens, And I know he was a prick and an asshole, and he pissed off teammates, ruined locker rooms, coaches hated him, media hated him, all that stuff. I wanted to take a stand so the next guy coming after me will not have to go through what I and others have gone through. Whether it's 3 years or 45 years, you should get what you've earned. Owens ranked second in NFL history in receiving yards, third in touchdown catches, eighth in receptions, 6-time Pro Bowl selection. I mean, those are impressive-ass numbers, man. They really are.
Deserves it.
So is he saying that like he should begin like the year after he retires, kind of?
I think you have to wait 5 years.
He was pissed because he didn't get in on the first shot.
Yeah.
Oh.
So after 5 years,
Yeah, I know
he
how it
retired for
works.
5 years, and then he had to wait 3.
To Brandon's
After that.
point, I mean, the good ones get fit in at some point, right? So I'm sure he could look back and go, oh, okay, that guy waited a couple rounds and then he got in. Yeah, he's deserving just like me.
Well,
the dude's just kind of, he's out there.
Yeah, he is out there, but I don't know. For some reason, it bothers me when it's like, oh, you know what, you were a prick in the locker room, so we're gonna hold that again. It's like, dude, what did he do on the field? What was done on the field? And when you look at the field stats, you go, yeah, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer, instant, And so whether that's Randy Moss or anyone else, of course, anytime when this time of year comes, it's like, well, we've got some guys on our team. You think Matt Stafford's Hall of Famer? And so I was reading Dave Burkett's column. Does anyone have, like, before I get into a story about it, does anyone have any, like, early thoughts? Matt Stafford, do you think of Matt Stafford
Keeps it up, dude. The stats.
10 years into his career?
Yeah.
Really?
Matt Stafford. He's got some mean stats. He definitely does.
Yeah.
I think if he just gets a couple clutch wins under his belt, he could be in.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people point to. And, it's very easy to go, oh, yeah, they're down 30. Of course, he's just winging the ball over the field, and he's putting up Marino stats.
Well, he's passed 5,000 yards in a single season multiple times. He's very good.
Multiple or once? I thought he was one of
I'm
only
pretty sure it's
5
like-
players to do it.
I think he's done it like twice, I want to say. I know once for sure, but
You better look that up. There's a lot of people listening right now. I think he did it once. I could be wrong. I don't want to correct you, but you are 19. The Lions haven't had a modern era player selected since Barry Sanders in 2004. I think we can all agree he goes in. Calvin Johnson will be the next Lion enshrined in Canton, perhaps as soon as 2021, but he might not be a first ballot Hall of Fame selection. Do you think of Calvin Johnson as a first ballot Hall of Fame selection?
I mean, you put him up against T.O., and it's like, if T.O.'s not, Calvin's not.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like, dude, I'm trying to be unbiased here. Like, we're Lions fans. Like, that's the team for us. The only player trending to even be in the discussion is Matt Stafford. Dan Orlovsky has called him a Hall of Fame quarterback. Stafford at 30 is entering his 10th season, about halfway through his career. In all likelihood, he'll go down as one of the most prolific passers in the history of the NFL. Decent chance he'll retire the all-time leader in passing yards. He's about halfway to Peyton Manning's record now, has more passing yards than all but 9 of the 26 quarterbacks currently in Canton. But obviously the game's changed and evolved. It's hard to compare, different generations.
He came a cunt hair away from having 2 back-to-back 5,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
2001, he had 5,038 yards.
Yep.
Next season, 2012, he had 4,967.
Oh, well, but still.
it's close.
Only 1 year.
Still, Brandon's wrong.
Call him out on it.
4 yards is the 4 yards.
I knew
How many drop passes there were that
I
season,
know.
2012?
God, I know. Dude, I know.
Nonetheless.
No, it's funny, though, because I knew there were only like 5 guys in the history of the league that have done that. It's like, dude, if he does that twice, it's crazy.
And then the next year, 4,650. So, I mean, he's
It's ridiculous.
right there 3 years in a row.
And if you look at what was going on the years before, because it's easy to go, oh, yeah, you can't win the big game, blah, blah, blah. And coaches and quarterbacks, they're the ones that are judged based on, how many rings did you get, how many big wins, how many playoff wins. Like, you're not going to...
Dude, he's one player on a team. He does nothing on defense. It's just amazing how
But
people judge.
you'll never hear a guy go, oh, yeah, this DB didn't win enough Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to judge a
I
quarterback.
always love that too. Honestly, look, think about the amount of people that have rings that have won a ring. Think about Darko Milicic has a ring, and freaking Moses, or I'm trying to think of.
You got this.
No,
Finish
John
it up.
Stockton and
Carl
got it.
Malone.
Karl Malone
There you go.
doesn't have any.
You never help E, Brandon.
I would've got
Finish
it.
his thought.
I would have got it. But that's my point is is Karl Malone, is Darko Milicic a better player than Karl
Absolutely,
Malone?
he's got a ring. The human victory cigar? Are you kidding me?
So they talk about him, and it's like he's the first quarterback in history, fastest to 20,000 yards, fastest to 30,000 yards. He'll most certainly hit 400 touchdowns in his career. These are Hall of Fame statistics. to gauge his candidacy. So Dave Burkett was like, and full disclosure, I'm part of the voting crew that for the media that gets to vote for the Hall of Fame. So he reached out to a bunch of his colleagues and went, "What do you think, Matt Stafford? Is he asked him basically, he's definitely on his way to a Hall of Fame, or it's going to be a long shot?" And he said all but one of them said it's a fucking long shot. They were all said it's a long shot for him. Yeah. He says he's played in just 3 playoff games with nary a postseason win. Of the 26 quarterbacks currently in Canton, 20 won at least one Super Bowl. The 6 that didn't, Dan Fouts, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Warren Moon, Fran Tarkington, Y.A. Tittle. And they still accounted for 26 division titles, 3 MVP awards. Stafford hasn't sniffed anything close to that level of success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to your point, Jay, he's one guy on a historically shit franchise, at least since the 50s. I mean, historically bad. He hasn't had a running back since Reggie Bush break the 100-yard mark in a single game. Like, dude,
did Reggie Bush break 100 yards ever?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
want to
he
challenge
did.
me on that?
No, I thought I'm trying to remember.
5 years ago, Reggie Bush was
Okay.
the last running back at the
Okay.
end of his career,
Okay.
and he broke 100 yards.
Okay.
But dude, you think about that. Like, talk about a one-dimensional offense. Like, balance is key in the NFL. You don't want a team that goes down and scores within 1 minute every time, and your defense is constantly on the field. Like, you need that balance, and they have had anything but. And so to blame Matt Stafford, it's like, look at the 20 quarterbacks who sucked balls before you finally got this guy that is just, he is what he is. If you put him on the Patriots, you put him on the Broncos, any of these.
He's probably won playoff games. If he's on any other team, he's a legend.
I mean, do you
already.
guys think of him as like, oh yeah, he's the reason we didn't win a playoff game?
Absolutely not.
And he basically beat Dallas. We got fucked in that Dallas playoff game.
The Detroit Lions did get fucked in that Dallas
Yes.
game.
Yes.
I mean, that was bullshit. I'll give him 1 playoff win so far. He's made 1 Pro Bowl appearance. Ooh, that's not good. In 9 seasons.
He won the MVP in that one appearance.
Yeah, but he should have and he was an alternate reserve, and he didn't decide to go. But dude, he deserved to go there more than Cam Newton did that one year when he had 41 touchdown passes or whatever.
Yeah.
He definitely should have been there.
2011.
Yeah, there you go. This hurts, but the guys that he talked to was like, we compare him to Vinny Testaverde. What? And Phillip Rivers, Ken Anderson, big numbers, not big wins. Ken Anderson went to a Super Bowl, but the good thing though, he's got plenty of time left. I'm really excited to see because I'm hearing good things out of camp with Kerryon Johnson.
I am
from Auburn, the rookie.
I am very careful when to get excited about the Detroit Lions.
Oh wow,
that is a bold statement.
Yeah.
I am
bold
Way to go out
I
on
am,
what a
I
hot
am
take.
very, very excited about this year.
Did
You
just
are
say
very,
wisdom?
very.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where that
You're
was
what?
going.
I'm very excited about this.
Me
season.
too. Me too. Dude, I'd love to see this team with a fucking actual running game, and not a Barry Sanders running game. No offense to Barry Sanders fans.
Do we want to get into Barry Sanders?
No, we can.
No, I don't want to talk more football.
Dude, I'm sorry. Breaking 1 run a game for 70 yards.
Dude, that's Barry was recently exposed. What was it? What was it? Because it was 20 years since his retirement. Is that the milestone we just hit?
Maybe.
Recently, just had a big thing in the Freep or Detroit News, and yeah, man, I always harken back. I just don't think a team could have won with Barry as their primary running back. I just don't. Like, people forget. You look at the stats, and you're like, holy fuck. You look at the highlights, holy fuck. But dude, there were how many drives where it was like, handed to Barry on first, dropped for -4. Handed to Barry on second, he gets 2 more back.
Yeah.
Throw in third, you're out.
He has a 30-yard run in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, it was
and it's
crazy.
Like, it's amazing. It makes the highlight reel, but it's
And
like,
you're
dude,
totally right. At any moment, he could rip one off for 99. And
Yep.
most games, he would have that, longish run or 2 longish runs. But he was a drive killer.
Yeah.
You talk about needing consistency. He was anything but, man.
I know. It's
He was
tough
the most
to talk
interesting
about.
player, one of the most interesting
Yeah.
players ever to see. But I don't think a team really could have won with him.
I know. When you look at Emmitt Smith, and it's like, Emmitt Smith just fucking churned.
between
like,
the
dude,
tackles, dude.
He would hit a hole. He had the greatest offensive line ever, which helped tremendously. But he just didn't get hit in the backfield. Barry Sanders, dude, when you're dancing in the backfield, it's like, I know people are probably screaming at us
Yeah,
right
probably.
now, but whatever, man.
It
is what it
my
is.
moniker back then was trade Barry for a secondary. In fact, I think I bugged the shit out of Jamie Samuelson back in those days. I used to email him every week. Jamie, they should trade Barry for the secondary.
Did he ever write you back?
He'd write back and be like, "It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy."
He's the only thing we've got.
Yeah.
He's the only thing we've got outside of Johnny Morton.
Hey, Mike, I've got a message from Kowalski Quality Meats. Would you like to hear it?
I definitely would.
How long have you been with your grill friend? Kowalski Sausages knows that when you find the right grill, you never need a reservation. She's
Grill
the
friend like girlfriend?
grill friend.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
You never need a reservation. She's the perfect plus one, there for you in the good weather and the bad, grilling up some delicious Kowalski sausages, hot dogs, and kielbasas until rust do you part.
That's good.
That's wordplay.
Dude, it's wordplay. I appreciate it. Don't bang your girlfriend, though. Don't bang your girlfriend.
That'll hurt.
Like,
That'll
that's...
just make you sore.
This case had me cracking up, dude. These musicians from the Southwest Michigan Symphony Orchestra suing for age discrimination.
I haven't seen this.
Yep. And they allege they're fired, or they're, this letter they got saying they need to be reviewed was because of their age. And so we've got cellist Susan Dietrich Reed and her husband, trumpet player Stephen Reed, are alleging age discrimination by the orchestra after receiving musical deficiency letters. The Reeds have been members of the orchestra for 4 decades. They quit in June. They were among 2 of 6 people to receive such warning letters, 5 of whom were aged 65 and older. Orchestra director Sue Kellogg denied these allegations. She said the Reeds chose to resign rather than go through with an evaluation process. We value, respect, and appreciate all of our musicians, all ages, backgrounds. Can assure you that no discrimination is taking place. Stephen Reed's letter said he failed to blend with other players in the section and came in late to solos.
Well, what's the average career of a
Cellist?
pianist, cellist, trumpeter?
I don't know. 4 decades seems healthy, strong.
Does it?
It seems long. 4
Yes.
decades,
Yeah.
40 years.
Yeah, the notion that he might be coming in a little bit late, that's believable, right?
That's dude, to a professional orchestra musician
Things
at
start
that level.
to get a little slow, right? You start to forget a little bit. You're just a little bit one step behind.
Is it possible that he's like, man, this is bullshit. I'm now over 65. I'm getting this letter. They want to retest me, and they go, it's coming in late on solos. Oh, that's a shot. Oh, for a professional player to
Hey, if they can point to evidence, right? Yeah, you're a little late right there.
He's coming in
You're
late
16th
on
note late.
Wow, and that's what it is, dude. You're.
I'm not talking like a minute. I'm just talking about a 16th note.
minute.
It's not like they have to send someone
That
out and
would be
shake your
bad.
shoulders to wake you up. It's time for your solo,
It's just
Steve.
a 16th note.
It's
You know?
just
we need perfection, man.
you can't even measure it. The time is so quick that he's off.
Just a moment.
Oh, he's off. Yeah, he's coming in late on solos. What are you gonna do? Oh, Steve.
What was his wife's problem?
I don't know. Let's see. We so his letter said that about him. He came in late on solos. He said he doesn't need the hassle of evaluating. He's above it. He's above being evaluated. I've paid my dues. I've been here
Speaks to
40
it.
years.
It's an attitude problem,
Look,
man.
when it comes to the trumpet, I'm the shit. You know it. I know it. I don't come in late on solos, and I don't need you to evaluate me. So my impression is this is a form of discrimination.
What's this guy's name?
Stephen Reed. Yeah. Once a member receives a warning letter, a meeting is held with the music director to discuss issues, right? So you go through that. The musician can appeal the second letter, if negative, to a peer review committee of orchestra musicians. The peer committee has the power to overrule the music director. So this is third party,
Sure.
So it's like, no, it's not just that I don't like Steven and his fucking trumpet.
Due process, baby.
Absolutely.
So what happened?
The Reeds have been
On peer review.
contact with their union, a private attorney whose specialty is discrimination cases is involved, and that's where we sit now. So far, have you heard anything that would make you go, oh, yeah, this clearly.
Yeah, if he's being treated differently than younger people.
Look, listen, I'll be honest with you, Jay. Like, when I look at a symphony orchestra, I see 2 things.
How often are you looking at symphony?
Plenty,
Symphony or when?
because my dad's a dork with that stuff, so plenty. When I look at them, you either have a savant 10-year-old or a silver-haired white person, right? Like, the idea that you're discriminating against someone old, like, I would say a 25-year-old who's great at his instrument is like, dude, they won't even take me seriously because I'm only 25. They're discriminating against me because of my age. Like, don't you think of
Yeah, I don't
symphonies as,
know.
like, old fuckers?
No, not necessarily, but I don't know a lot about symphonies, admittedly.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you think of
See?
them as just old
Brandon?
fuckers?
I
just
thought there was an age limit of like 50.
You had to be 50?
Yeah.
At least. Like, I just see just mountains of silver hair and then, like, a 12-year-old
Really?
who's just tickling the ivories, playing the 88s like a
Silver hair, even on the oboe? Even on the oboe.
Well, maybe not the oboe. I mean, that takes years to master. Were you pulling up a symphony?
No. Sorry.
Maybe pull up the
Okay, what is it?
Bing the
Pull up the roster for the Southwest.
Michigan
Yeah,
Symphony
we want
Orchestra.
stats too.
I just
Age,
wanna-
weight, everything.
See, I don't think of those things as like they don't care if you're gay, fat, old. Like you play your ass off or you don't.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think of the orchestra, because the people watching know.
Yeah,
They know what
so-
they're looking for.
So if they can point to the dude slipping, I mean, it should be.
If he's laid on even one fucking solo, help me.
Was it Southwest?
Southwest Michigan Symphony Orchestra.
Where's like a group photo here or something?
They don't have a team photo?
I'm looking for it.
Oh, they are silver haired, aren't they?
Arcus.
I'm just
Are they?
looking at the two. Yeah, Susan and Steven.
Yeah.
These are just names. I want a photo.
There's no I in team or Reed. Reed.
Yeah, there's a me though. Team. You don't have it. You can't find them playing E.
Oh, I'm on their website. I was trying to.
They've got to have video of them, rocking it out. Do you like the symphony?
No.
Not you, E. I was talking to Jay.
No.
I kind of do. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I was hoping that wasn't going to look too
No,
gay.
it's pretty.
but
I mean, you've heard me listening to Star Wars classics and so forth.
would you
And
have liked it before Manny got good at it? Were you into it then? Because
if Star Wars didn't exist? No,
yeah, that's fair.
but that's kind of my
Your gauge.
no that's my gateway drug was Star Wars. But I can listen to some of that. I can appreciate it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
not
when
going
you-
to spend all day like I do on Alan Walker or Solomon or Tiesto, something like that. I'm not going to spend my days listening to it. But
Yeah.
if it comes up,
Dude, they're just so technically sound, like as players. It's like they don't want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
rock stars. They don't want to be famous even. It's just like they
Incredible,
are
yeah.
masters of those instruments. And it's like when you see them play, I know it's uppity and smug and
Can
gay and all that
appreciate
shit.
mastery.
But damn, dude.
yeah.
I went once. I fell asleep.
Did
Where?
you? Yeah.
DSO.
It was somewhere. I don't know.
What do you got there, E?
Fucking Brandon. It was
I'd expect
somewhere,
it. Dude, that
comma, I don't know.
I would have said the exact same thing at 19.
It was somewhere.
All this says
all I
is,
know it was fucking gay as shit, and I fell asleep, man.
all this says it's falling. Whatever this means, falling. So this guy falls down or something. I don't know. But this
Chris
is
that's even
Mann,
better. Now
Falling
that's-
with the Southwest Michigan Symphony. No, he's singing Falling.
Oh. I don't know.
I wanted to see him fall.
I would, yeah.
Maybe
I
he'll
don't know.
fall
I
down.
see a younger cellist. I see some brown hair violinist.
Yeah.
Violist.
Conductor's silver haired. I
Look
see
at
some
it.
silver back here. That
This
might
girl
be.
looks young.
what's her name?
This
What's the
person-
harpist? Can we spot the harpist?
Right over here.
God, this guy thinks he's the shit. Dude, by the way, don't discount someone falling
Look
off
at
the stage.
there's lots of young people.
Maybe
I'd say
they're not that
between
good.
I'd say between 40 and 60, right?
Maybe they're not that good. When you think of a classic,
They
orchestra,
are
I think
just the
it's
Southeast Michigan Symphony. Just saying. Oh, Southwest Michigan. Sorry, it's even worse.
yeah, it sure is. It's bad news, dude. And don't discount, don't brush off. I know you said he's singing the song "Falling," but seeing someone fall on stage is. Did you ever see Kelsey Grammer?
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Fall on
fall off
stage.
the back of the
When he's talking about-
Dias or whatever you call it. Diaz.
What
do you
what
call
was
that?
it?
The Diaz.
It's the
Dias?
dais. The
Dias.
dais.
Dias?
Dais. It's the dais. It's the
Okay.
dais. Is what they call it. I call it a stage, but they call it a dais. Dais. Fuck.
Yeah, he
A
kinda-
dais. A dais.
Dais, all right.
It's a dais.
Yeah, they have like the what do you call it? Curtain behind it, sort of, and he tries to catch himself on that and just tumbles.
Comedy Central roast. What do you think of the comedians all sitting on the stage? That's called the dais.
Oh.
So here.
Trip through It's a Small World, pretending I was a UN interpreter.
Oh, Kelsey.
Oh, good lord.
Falling is awesome. Yes.
He fell through a hole in the stage.
Dude, he fell in the orchestra pit?
Yeah.
I think I'm... Wow, that was really...
What the hell, man?
But
I know.
I thought there was one where he fell off the back.
It's a
No.
Small World, pretending
He's-
I
hold
was
on,
a UN
pause it here.
interpreter.
like the greatness of this fall is like he's owning the room right now, and it's like the beauty of it's a small world. There's such a smugness
Yeah.
with his
Got the hand,
delivery.
he's got that hand like this, like he's.
He's making an image like
The
like-
universe is about to give him a big fuck off.
yeah, and then it's like, oh, good Lord Jesus Christ, as he falls through a hole in the stage.
Well, it's just like honestly, it's just like to me like that the reporter with the bee sting. There's this. He's doing this thing, and then you hear the raw,
The
like,
real guy
blah,
comes
blah,
out.
Blah, and then, fuck me, you know.
fucking country ass motherfucking shit.
Like, you gotta really listen to him.
The smugness of this moment is awesome.
Trip through It's a Small World, pretending I was a UN interpreter.
That's smart.
The hush of the crowd.
I think
I think I
Wow. One more time. Can I just?
Yeah, I know. I
when he
could
lifts- when he
literally watch
lifts
it 100
his chin-
times.
See, I read this as he's trying to figure out who do I blame
Yeah.
for this.
Who's losing their job tonight?
Yeah.
Who's not going to be able to?
through It's a Small World, pretending I was a UN interpreter.
I could watch it 100
I
times.
love when people fall, man.
Yeah. Pretending I'm a UN ambassador. Oh, good lord! One more time, E. One more time. Just one more. Very beginning.
So it's poor video. Did he fall in the orchestra pit or
I
just
think
off
so.
the front of
It's
the
a
stage?
Small World, pretending I was a UN interpreter.
Oh dear.
Come on, Kelsey. How do we recover from this? How do we do this?
See, I recall someone of his ilk falling off the back of a dais and trying to like grab the curtain, kind of, or thinking the curtain is firm, and
Wait.
just right off the back of a stage. But
Didn't that happen to Cal Ripken
maybe
at a photo shot when it was like, oh, he's like 2 days away from his
Could've.
record-breaking, never missing a game, and then broke his nose?
Yeah.
Taking a photo, falling off the back of a thing, and it was like, oh no, is he going to lose his record?
All right, here's the reporter.
Why not?
I mean, it just.
Reporting live. Country ass mother.
What really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death?
The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town.
Dude,
shit, I don't-
listen, the best part is once you hear him go like as ghetto as possible, you rewatch the beginning and hear
sorry.
what he's trying to do as a professional.
Absolutely.
What really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death?
The fuck is that? Shit! Country ass. I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck? I can't see pollen. Let's get the fuck out of this country, motherfucker. I can't see me.
Oh, I love him.
I think you see, he's right at the end. He starts to get back into position, back into.
Absolutely.
Straighten the suit out.
He's
yeah.
a pro.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pro.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, let's take a quick time out. J.J. Abrams has come out and apologized. You were a big Lost fan, right?
Yeah.
I was. I admit, just like most people, the ending was definitely a disappointment. And hearing like, yeah, we didn't really know where it was going. We were just kind of
Black smoke and all that shit.
dude.
Meant nothing.
Yeah.
So
Smoke
fucking.
monster.
Oh, well,
So many red herrings on that show. Just
Yeah.
meant nothing.
left. What Walt did Walt even mean anything? Like the little
I
kid,
don't think so. No.
dog, the bird. You know, you could bring birds back to life and shit. Remember all that stuff?
The polar bear. I mean,
Ugh.
it's just,
Yeah. It's a lot of hanging questions. There's a lot of shit there that we're all like, oh, dude, we watched every week. You know that, right? For years. He has been left apologizing to Evangeline Lilly. Remember her?
I don't think. I'm not sure.
You know her.
Evangeline. Oh, sure.
She's in the new
chick
movie,
from
right?
Ant-Man and Wasp,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What was her name on that again? Kate, right?
Yeah. Did you like her? She's kind of struck me as
Sure.
not the Ginger, but the Marianne. You know what I mean? As time
Yeah,
went on, it was like,
right.
yeah, I'd fuck her. I would. More time went on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brandon knows what I'm talking about. We'll get into that more next.
We are the perfect spot for that rehearsal dinner, graduation.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the show. Mike and Jay. I don't like this trend I'm seeing in Hollywood, Jay. I got to be honest with you. We could change the rules of Hollywood if we want and be like, oh yeah, we're going to be normal humans and be respectful of each other, but that's going forward. Like, we're going to set a bright line and then that's the new rule, but I don't think you can go back because we all know what Hollywood is, right? Like, you were hired because you're hot. They're going to sexualize you. You're a piece of meat. This is about making money. They can make more money with a hot chick than they can with a fat chick. That's why you got the part.
Sure.
So you can't bitch about it later when they kind of sex you up, make that. Like, you know what I mean?
Grandfathered in, right?
Right. So the reason I bring this up is J.J. Abrams, liberal douche as he is. Isn't he the one with the nose that looks like a penis?
It absolutely looks like a dick. Isis Bingett.
Yeah,
it's
you were like,
unbelievable.
I think it looks like an actual like circumcised penis.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you noticed that? Have you seen that?
Of course, he did Lost. He's
Never
done a
seen
ton of other shit, including episode
Star
7
Wars.
and 9 of.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Doesn't it look
Yeah.
like a dick? Look
I mean,
at
you
it.
can almost see a pee hole.
You
there.
can.
Yeah. Not an impressive dick, but a dick nonetheless. And so Evangeline Lilly was doing a podcast, and she was talking about how, oh my God, I felt cornered, and I didn't know what to do. I was forced to get naked for this shot on Lost. And I'm like, God, I don't remember any nude scenes on
Network
Lost.
TV.
Sure was.
But there might have been one where she's like under a waterfall or something with her back turned toward the camera.
No, it's not that. And E can pull up the picture that is the one that troubled her. JJ responded to her. She's 38 years old now, and said he was absolutely horrified to learn that that she was bummed out about this. He reached out personally to apologize. Hasn't gotten a hold of her yet, but this is not done.
He's going to see it through.
Oh yeah, our response to Evie's comments in the media was to immediately reach out to her to profoundly apologize for our response for the experience she detailed while working on Lost. We have not yet connected, but remain deeply and sincerely sorry. No person should ever feel unsafe at work, period. And it's like, wow, they made her get nude on set and she didn't want to. She was shaking, crying, spent hours crying, and she had to do a really tough dramatic scene next. And it made it hard. Made it hard.
Jesus,
she had to
can we see
earn
the
her
shot?
She had to earn her $1 million an episode after that.
She's in a bra and pants. I don't remember that scene. I saw the whole series, I think.
Like, dude, it's a bikini basically, right?
Yeah,
I know it
essentially.
says bra and panties, but it's basically you've been asked to do a bikini scene on the beach.
Yeah.
Right?
In a situation where they were in a plane crash, by the way, and people might have
Lost their clothing.
gone into the lake, and swam
The
or
lake.
or no, whatever, the ocean, whatever.
Fucking me.
No, but the water.
Yeah.
I think this was
I mean,
season 3.
And you're right, it's network television, so you can't even.
What was it? Was it Fox? Was that?
No.
Was it
ABC.
ABC?
This shit goes on in Survivor all the time, right? They get
All the time.
stranded, and then they end up wearing the same clothes the whole time, and then they'll be like in their underwear, and while they're to E's point, washing their other shit, or their other shit's wet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it is a depiction of that sort of stranded on a desert isle type thing. It's
Right.
reasonable.
In season 3, I had a bad experience on the set with being basically cornered into doing a partially naked scene. I felt I had no choice in the matter. I was mortified. I was trembling when it finished.
Doesn't partially naked mean at least you're showing titties?
Or
You're-
an
you're
ass
either
cheek.
showing titties, the ass, or frontal. I mean, like,
vagine obviously you're never going to do, but dude, we've even seen ass cheeks on network TV. Like you can occasionally see a butt crack or a butt cheek. But dude, I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, she's trembling, she's sobbing, she can barely continue, and I'm like, boy, I don't remember this scene. And I'm looking at it because I want to feel bad for her. You don't want someone to feel like shit at work. And I'm like, okay, so if this was just like a beach scene in a movie and you're wearing a bikini,
Yeah.
what's the difference here? Like, we're gonna call someone out 10 years after the fact, and he is.
you sure it doesn't go farther than that? Like she turns her back and has
No.
to remove something?
No.
They I guess in this article they showed this part too.
Yeah, there's one where her back's turned and she's topless.
But
Come on, man. Like, is that when they put her in jail in season 1 or something?
I don't remember. I remember this, but I don't remember what it's
They
from.
said it was the bikini shot on,
Okay.
on the beach, but well, that would even make more sense. I mean, at least she's topless there, probably.
Yeah.
No, and who knows who can see her.
By the way, on the break, Brandon asked me what Lost is about, and I was like, what was Lost
Yeah, go
about?
ahead and go. Dude, that's a good question. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
so there's like these numbers.
I think you could. I think you could have told
Swamp
somebody.
monsters, a plane crash.
Right.
Have you seen it?
I don't know the basic plot. I don't know the main characters. I don't know anything.
Brandon was telling me.
I am lost on Lost.
Oh, well put.
Very good.
Here,
Wordplay.
Brandon.
I like that.
Brandon was telling me he's lost on a lot of like cultural phenomenon things. That he's feeling more and more like friends are like, dude, you should see that. And he named a few things like Shawshank and other things that he hasn't seen. My man, you got to get to work.
They're good. Yeah, they're good for you to watch though. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm like, fuck, I should see Cool Hand Luke. I just should for the cultural references.
Right.
Godfather, Goodfellas, Lost. Like, dude, I have them on DVD. If you want to take them, I have like the first 4 seasons. The first 2 seasons of Lost are fucking spectacular. They are.
Oh, I didn't want to stop watching. And
no.
then- right.
What did it go? 7 seasons?
I don't remember.
I was guessing 7.
Yeah, I think
6
it went
or
7 seasons. First 2, like critically acclaimed, like best show on TV, dominated everything. We were all watching it. If you want to borrow them, you can. Seriously, you can check them out. The plane crash in episode 1 of season 1 is just like revolutionary for network TV. I mean, they spent a fortune on that. It's good stuff, man. In season 4, another scene came up where Kate was undressing. I fought very hard to have that scene be under my control. So that's the one you're talking about, E, where she's in this like makeshift jail that they threw her in. I said, you can write whatever you want. I won't do it. So she wanted control over the scene, didn't get it. They were like, fuck off. You're a paid actor.
Yeah.
Do what we say. This is in the script. And so she struggled through this, and then she was like, never again. Never again will I do anything like this that I'm uncomfortable with. I don't care what you write. I'm not taking my clothes off again. And I didn't. She also spoke about her character, Kate, which she took issue with. And at the beginning, Kate was kind of cool. And then as the show went on, she became more and more predictable and obnoxious. I felt like my character went from being anonymous, really having her own story, her own journey, her own agenda.
Oh, boy.
To chasing 2 men around an island. And that irritated the shit out of me. I did throw scripts across the room when I'd read them because I would get very frustrated by the diminishing amount of autonomy that she had and the diminishing amount of her own story that there was to play.
It's a story, and someone created it, and every character. Not everyone's a main character. Dude, she was a big character. I never thought that.
10 leads on that show. I mean, it was like there were 10 storylines at any given.
And she was one of the big ones till the end.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like she was gratuitously just prancing around as some hot chick, right?
Not at all. No. Wasn't she handcuffed in the very beginning? Like she was she was a prisoner that was being transported.
Yeah, marshals were taking her somewhere.
And the marshals died in the plane crash. Yes. And, but yeah, I didn't think, like, when I think back of that show, I do not think of her as like, oh yeah, they had her in every scene.
Sex pot shit.
Yeah, showing her ass, shaking her can and her titties. I mean, there was the love thing with the 2 guys. That's true. She references it. I can't remember the guy with the long blonde hair. And
Sawyer.
Oh my God,
Sawyer.
Sawyer.
And then I can't think of the Jack. I guess
Jack. Yeah, the guy from
I can't
Party of
believe,
Five.
dude,
The Party of 5 guy.
Just do that.
She wanted to bang both of them, but
Party of 5. Speaking of Party of 5, I mentioned Skyscraper a little while ago. The chick in Skyscraper is Nev Campbell from Party of 5.
Really?
Like, when's the last time you saw her? Party of 5.
Scream.
Yeah,
Scream movie maybe.
Like,
yeah, not in a long time.
I mean, you talk about just like such a random casting job. She's
How'd
like
she do?
the mom, the wife. Fine, but it could have been played by 50 other actresses. It's just weird that it would be her.
That's funny, dude, because I watched something recently and it was like Molly Ringwald is playing the mom character.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy
I told you,
shit,
Tiffany
Ringwald.
Amber Thiessen as the mom in some show that Sweet Pie was watching. I'm like, oh my God, is that what we've become?
Isn't that crazy? They're moms and grandmas now. These like 15, 16-year-old girls that were like hot
Kelly
shit.
Kapowski.
Yes, Kelly Kapowski, of course. I don't know, dude. Does that trouble you at all? You probably don't give a shit because you don't care about this thing, but to me, it's like, look, it's not fair to go back 10. Like the rules were different 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's impossible, right? I mean,
And let's be honest, dude. Hollywood, by far, the most shallow industry on the planet. Like it is what it is. We've talked about it 1,000 times.
hypocritical as shit. It's just funny to see this industry kind of like eat itself.
What does she want to happen, by the way? Is Abrams supposed I mean, you know what I mean? What is her goal
I don't
for
know,
Abrams?
dude.
Is she saying he's an
Social
asshole?
justice, man.
I mean,
well, part of me goes,
She
okay.
needs to speak her
because
truth.
he is liberal as shit. That's the thing, too. Like, it's not like...
And maybe it's not her fault. Maybe it's the fact that this is even newsworthy. She goes on a podcast. We might ask her, like, was there anything you had to do that you didn't want to do? And she goes, oh, man, fucking season 3. I wasn't comfortable taking my top off. You know, so it could be something where like that, where it's not, she's not going out of her way to publicly shame someone, but it's taken that way. And maybe that's fair. But it's like,
Abrams is like, oh, my God,
I'm disgusted with myself. This is shameful. I will get a hold of you and apologize in person. It's like, dude, you're writing a script. You're an actor. You're the writer. Like, here's the storyline. You don't like it, they'll kill you off, whatever. But you're getting paid retarded money.
If there was ever a show where you could have so easily killed off Kate, that would be it. You could kill off a character, bam, like that. Biggest character on the show could have been killed in a second.
Polar bear, black smoke, anything could take
Hit in the
her
head
out.
by a baseball.
Yes, anything.
Yeah.
Ghost Walt, whatever. Anything could take you out. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to that show.
Hey, everybody. Check out the DetroitCast listener business page. It's the page under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com. The page includes businesses owned by listeners. It's very cool. Check it out if you haven't already. Take a look, and it'd be great to support the supporters of the show. And this week's featured listing is The Blind Biz, specializing in all types of custom blinds,
We need to
shades,
get 'em
and
over
shutters.
here.
We do. We need new blinds.
They said that at one point.
Absolutely.
That they were going to
Rich.
hook us up.
Rich,
Rich,
from
what's
Blind
going
Biz.
on, Rich?
Rich,
Let's go.
You know what's going on?
Chop, chop.
Is you didn't respond to him. That's
No,
what's
I
going
did
on.
respond.
Rich will say, dude, here's the last email I sent Mike. I didn't hear anything back.
All right. And then I'll go, I'll see that, and I'll match you. And I'm going to
Are
show
you calling Rich unresponsive?
Calling
Because
Rich a fucking
all
liar.
I've heard
If
from
Rich-
listeners is
Rich
that
is a
Rich
liar.
is the guy. Rich is not a liar.
Rich is a liar.
the guy. Call Rich if you need blind shades or shutters.
Rich is a great guy, amazing. You want him working for you, but he's a
But-
fucking liar. Because I could show you emails that I sent him going, Rich, let's do it. And then he was probably like, fuck you, dude. I've emailed you like 50 times, and now you get back to me.
No, he
fuck
probably
yourself."
responded, okay, where do you live? And then it just went crickets.
Well, that could be. But I did respond one time. That should have been good enough. He should have just showed up and knocked on the door.
I'm on Rich's side on this one.
Can we get Rich back on our team? Can we get Rich back over? Can you work some magic? Make
Hey,
this
Rich,
happen?
email Mike. See what happens this time.
Boy, I feel bad for Lance Bass.
Oh, what happened? Is he still gay?
He is still gay. He is. That's not why I feel bad about him, though. Not at all. Remember we were talking last
Lance
week about...
Bass is the member of NSYNC, the cute blonde one who ended up gay.
Yes, very much
Maybe
so.
started out gay
Which I thought
too,
was
I don't know.
was fitting since he's got ass in his last name. It just kind of made sense, you know. Lance Ass.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, think about it.
Until this moment.
Dude, when I was over at Derek's, he's like, yeah, there's a couple gay guys lived here before us. And I was just like, oh, cool. So I was like, as I walked around the house, I was like, there was a dude with 2 elbows. Like,
For sure.
Like, they fucked in every square
Has he
inch of this
blacklit
house.
it?
I said, dude, had I known this before I got here, I would have brought my black light, and we would have a ball.
Oh, my
because
God.
Every
Like,
time
well, got to repaint this room.
he'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is how gay guy 1 was. And I'm like, elbows on the counter. And I'm like, there's a guy hitting this fucking shit like it was a wife talking back to him. You know what I mean? Just pounding it.
Woo.
Every room of the house. You got to christen every room in a new house, right? They did.
So you rip out the carpet,
Nah, whatever.
new shades, shutters, blinds.
Nah, you just wear flip-flops. You're good.
God.
So anyway, back to Lance Bass. There's nothing to do with him being gay. We were talking last week about the Brady Bunch house going up for sale
Yeah, man.
in Studio City down in Los Angeles, one of the suburbs there. And they were talking about $1.something million.
Is that really the house where they filmed it, or was that just the
No.
facade, like the outer?
Yeah. It was the outer,
And then
and then
there's just a studio where they filmed.
yeah, which is kind of a fucking bummer.
It
It's
is-
like
well, you could tell that by the AstroTurf grass, right? I mean,
yeah,
nobody
where
really,
Tiger would go.
Yeah.
and- yeah.
Nobody really has a lawn like that.
Oliver and Tiger in the backyard. Yeah. But yeah, it was like, oh yeah, this house is up for sale, and so Lance Bass,
He
wants
bought
this-
it?
He wants this fucking house bad, and so him and his partner spend like have an offer of 1.9 million for it, which is way over asking. Which he brags, he's like, which is way over asking. It's like, dude, that is common. Like around here,
Jesus, being what Bass is worth. I mean, this astounds
those
me.
NSYNC albums and
Yeah.
tours were global smash hits. If he's not loaded as shit, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, but what's his name was in charge of all that? That creepy guy with the pinky rings ended up dying in prison, I think.
The big fat guy.
Yeah, that guy was in charge, and I'm sure he bilked them out of millions and
Yeah,
millions and millions, right?
Yeah, he
they
did.
they got peanuts compared to what he was raking in.
Yeah.
22 million.
Wow.
So he could afford a 1.9.
What has he done since NSYNC? Anything? Is he like producing or something?
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, I don't believe that anymore because what did we look up? Oh, it was Feldman. Fucking Grandpa
$2 million?
Mustard. Yeah, $2 million. That dude's not worth $2 million.
Is it possible he's worth it? I don't even think it's possible he's
No.
worth $2 million.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes on and it's like, okay, the rest of the country's going to read this story and go, that's outrageous. He paid way over asking, and they told him he got this. Here's the fact, though. Like, around here, like, you put a house up for sale for $250, and people go, oh, I'll give you $230, and then you start haggling. This is common in these areas in California where it's like, wait, you listed your house for $1 million, and now there's a bidding war, and now you sold it for 1.6.
Right.
That is very, very common. Happens all the time out there. So him going, we paid way over asking. It's like, yeah, so did 10 million other people
That's
in
how it
California.
works.
It's a different kind of real estate industry. So he's pissed off because he's like, we put this bid in, and then the guy that was selling the house, the Douglas of the group,
Douglas
is like, hey, we've reached the deadline. We had a deadline. We've reached it. You are the winning bidder. Congratulations. You own the Brady Bunch house. Lance Bass throws like the gayest
temper tantrum.
party. I mean, he's like,
Oh, he got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah. So he throws, I mean, a soiree, family, friends. I mean, it's just off the hook.
It's a big moment.
Cheersing. He's tweeting out, I own the Brady Bunch house. Fuck you. All kinds of shit. And then the guy writes him back and is like, oh, by the way, after the deadline passed, after I told you won the house, and after you started tweeting and partying about it, someone else came in with a higher bid.
Oh, shit.
And they are saying that no matter what you offer, they're going to beat it, and they're one of the Hollywood studios, so you can't beat them. So sorry.
Oh, Lance.
And he's like, this is an outrage. I'm dealing with a Shady Brady. He said that. Hashtag Shady Brady.
Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. He said Shady Brady, hashtag. Yeah, hashtag crushed dream, hashtag Shady AF, which means, right?
Yeah.
Shady AF.
I got it.
As yeah,
fuck.
I don't want to say the word,
Hey, can you name the members of NSYNC?
Lance Bass.
Yep.
Joey Fat One.
Fatone.
No, Fat One.
Okay.
Nick Lachey.
Come on, man.
kidding.
Who's the big one?
Timberlake.
Yeah.
Who's the one that fucking beard thing?
How about the one who used to cut off the top of his hats and have
Chris?
like his
Is there a Chris?
crazy? It's a Chris.
There's a Chris. Is there two Chris's? Or is there one Chris?
One Chris and one JC.
Oh, JC Chavez.
If you can get
Wait.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris is the one with the eyebrows and taller, more mature than everybody else.
No, you're conflating
Am I
the
getting
Backstreet
Backstreet Boy-
Boys. Yeah.
No, I might be
Chris
doing.
is the one who used to cut out the top of his head and he'd have his crazy hair coming out the
that
top.
was Chavez.
So he's
Okay.
got the headband on right there, man.
So which one is this?
That's Chris, right?
Which one is this?
That's JC, I think.
Really? Joey Fat One.
Yeah.
Timberlake.
Lance
Bass. Lance Bass.
God, he doesn't look gay. That's weird.
Who would have known?
Chris Kirkpatrick.
Sure.
Yeah, Chris Kirkpatrick.
Sure.
I think that's
Yeah.
on the left.
I am getting him confused with the
That's
other.
pretty good though, dude. I wouldn't have got the JC guy.
Yeah.
Even with the hint of JC, I wouldn't have got it.
Who was the other? Backstreet Boys was the other
Yeah.
big.
Backstreet's back.
All right.
Dum, da-doo-doo-doo.
Which can you
Who'd
pull up the
better?
Backstreet Boys?
I like Backstreet, man. I'm Team Backstreet.
Are you?
Yeah,
Don't they have a new song?
maybe. I think
think
they.
yeah,
I
I'm
think they
pretty sure
toured last year.
Yeah. And we
Right?
knew chicks that went to it. They were
Really?
fire. Yeah, I think Marisa went and was like, yes. Maybe Marisa, all of them were talking about going to that.
I don't recognize. I didn't even know who was.
Yeah,
in
this is the
Backstreet
one.
Boys.
Remember the little shit Aaron that we rag on all the time?
Yes.
That's the younger brother of this one.
Yes. God damn it.
And this one is the one that had the trimmed beard all the time. This is the eyebrows guy I was talking about, who's more mature. Yeah, I couldn't name any of them. But they had the same manager.
Yes,
The fat guy that was
I'm
the
talking
Ponzi
about.
scheme guy.
Yeah, and he's the guy who I would never think would have given Lance Bass $22 million or allowed him
Yeah.
to make that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you think he's got a bitch?
Nick Carter, Kevin Richardson,
There you go.
Brian Luttrell, he's like the lead singer guy, AJ McLean, and Howie DeRoe.
Yeah. Howie's the one with the dumb little beard, trimmed beard.
No. You're
Yeah,
wrong.
that's
You're
how
wrong.
we-
No,
that's how we D. Dog,
No.
that's Howie D.
No, it's not. That's AJ.
No.
Bring up Howie. Bring it back, E. I'll show you Howie.
Are you sure?
Howie's like
What
the
did I have?
the nice guy looking guy, big smile all the time. You're getting AJ and Howie mixed up. AJ's in the middle, trimmed beard typically, doesn't have it there.
Are you
Howie's
sure?
the one on the left.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
Okay, he's a nice kid, nice guy.
But you're right. Kevin Richardson with the thick eyebrows, that dude's
Yeah.
like 10, 12 years older.
Oh
than
yeah,
the
he's
rest
like
of them.
46 there. He's out there shaking his ass, wearing a tank top for 12-year-old girls. Do you think that's kind of shitty though to go? Yeah, we've.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Lance Bass trying to buy the Brady Bunch house.
Oh yeah, Shady Brady.
Shady Brady. Shady AF.
Yeah, no, it depends. Like if they had a deal, yeah, then they had a deal, and he ought to be able to sue them if they actually had a deal. But
I saw people commenting saying that, like, dude, you could sue the shit out of
it makes me wonder whether they really had a deal.
I don't think you can though. I think other people were like, no, you were way off. The realtor community, if someone comes in, you can start a bidding war that goes way after the deadline. Blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter. It's kind of a faux line, in the sand. So
Yeah, but if he truly has a done like signed deal, then yes.
oh yeah,
he
yeah.
could
No, they
absolutely
just
sue
called him and said, you're the winning bidder. You've got the house.
Yeah.
And then someone else called in and stole it from underneath him, and he's devastated.
Devastated.
So the TV Home's interiors. Do you have pictures of the house? The interiors were built on a set in a studio. The exterior of the actual Studio City house featured prominently in the show's 117 episodes, most notably in the credits sequences.
Yeah, that shit doesn't even fit. If you think about them coming downstairs, like how would that even work in that context? That doesn't
Totally.
even,
Yeah, that big giant staircase they had, that wide one. Get this though. So this is a 2-bedroom house. The actual house that we're looking at is 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Is said to be the second most photographed home in the United States.
Whoa.
Next to, anyone care to guess?
Full House.
No.
Goonies house?
No, it's going to be obvious once you hear it. It's like, what's the best-selling book of all time? The Bible. You're like, oh yeah, of course, the Bible.
White House. Most photographed.
color.
White House.
Yeah, there you go. Bang. The White House.
But the
number
Brady Bunch
2
house
is the
comes in.
Brady Bunch house.
Look at that. Just how familiar that living family room is, You
can hear the
and then
music
you walk,
coming in.
You walk down the back hallway right there, and you go into
Sure.
Mike's office.
Mike's
where he's
office.
drafting.
He's an architect, man.
Absolutely.
He's got his blueprints and everything.
Hang a left right here into the kitchen where Alice, no doubt, is making cookies or something.
This home was owned by this same couple for 45 years. They bought it in 1973 for $61,000, and then they died. They're dead. Sorry for the family's loss. The kids own the house, and they've sold it. And one of the things they said was, and one of the reasons Lance Bass was able to get it was because they liked the fact that he was not going to tear it down, because this is one of these areas, this happens all the time in Southern and Northern California, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this house, fucking make a McMansion out of it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no, we want to preserve the Brady Bunch house. So we don't want you guys coming in,
Right.
ripping it down, and then building a McMansion. And so it's like, no way was Lance Bass going to do that. And so his big worry now is, really hope some studio doesn't come in here and make a fucking giant house to make money.
That'd be tragic.
Which would be a bummer. But the thing that pisses me off, I saw recent pictures of it, that opening shot of that house, we've all seen that. They put a fucking brick wall up because too many people come by and want pictures. We're knocking on the door.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's the street view.
It's like, dude, that doesn't even look like the same fucking house anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can, okay, I guess I can see the Brady Bunch house back there, but
Yeah, that's weird.
doesn't it look totally different, though?
You could breeze by that thing a million times, and that would never occur to you that
No.
that's the Brady Bunch house for sure.
Like, you drive by what do they call them? The Painted Ladies, where the Full House, there's that strip of the
Yeah.
painted house. Like, you go by there, and it's like, oh, yeah, the Full House. Like, you can just see it.
Yeah.
But this, you're right. You could drive by that 1,000 times. That just looks like a tri-level in any neighborhood. And the brick and the gate and all that, so people don't knock on the fucking door, has ruined it.
Jesus, can you show me the driveway real quick? I want to make sure that this isn't another driveway to nowhere.
Yeah, it could be.
Just swing around. Uh-oh. What do we got?
Well, I think that's somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Shoot, so
Do we have a driveway?
Yeah, which
There
right
we
there.
go. Okay.
it's gotta be this.
Yeah,
All right,
does
it goes
a
out to a proper curb.
Hey, Lou Pearlman was the manager, by the way.
There
just
you
to
go.
Close the
Yeah,
loop on
yeah.
that. Don't forget O-Town, by the way, if we're talking about Lou
Oh,
Pearlman.
98 degree. Oh shit! If you're just gonna say boy
Was 98
bands.
degrees his, too?
No, never mind. I thought he
I
was
don't
just.
think
I thought he
O-Town
was just
definitely
naming boy
was.
bands.
Name 2 people in O-Town. I know you'll get the one.
See, I could name the ones in 98 degrees. But O-Town.
Ashley Angel.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, who's the blonde-haired kid that had his own show on MTV? Ashley Angel.
And then was it Ikaka something who left the show? Ikaka. Remember he
What
made
is he thinking?
Dude, I know you're on the cusp of greatness, right? And you're
Yeah.
gonna leave this band. It was
Incredible.
yeah,
band.
they formed a band on a reality show.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
like Perlman figured out the formula. It was like just get 5 decent-looking guys. You got the cute guy. You got the troubled fucking rocker that's against mainstream bra.
Yeah.
You got fucking
They just followed NYKTB.
Of course they did.
You know?
And I don't blame them.
They laid down the blueprint. Those guys.
Yep. It's like I can hit a home run all day with this shit.
Did I get that right? NYKTB.
NKTOB. New Kids. NKOTB.
There you go.
New Kids on the Block.
You know what I was talking about.
I did. That was the blueprint. Really, what I was the dude Donnie.
You got the Wahlberg, just fucking tough guy.
Dude with that mullet and the ripped jeans. I was like, fuck yes.
Dude, you wonder, does Marky Mark even make it without Donnie Wahlberg blazing the trail on NKOTB?
Well, do you think it was the Funky Bunch, or do you think it was?
Well, he had the
NKOTB?
Funky Bunch because of Donnie, right? He never gets the Funky Bunch, and then does he ever get his acting career? Does he ever get the modeling gig after Funky Bunch?
Probably not.
Or does the cream rise to the crop? Was he just destined for greatness?
I was gonna say, like, okay, maybe he gets
could not
doors
be denied.
open.
He couldn't be denied.
NKOTB would open some doors for the Funky Bunch.
Is
but if the Funky Bunch
Wahlburgers
doesn't
downtown
deliver,
Detroit without
no.
Donnie Wahlberg and NKOTB? Is there a Wahlburgers downtown Detroit?
Probably not.
Probably
But
not.
I don't know if you blame if you give credit to NKOTB,
Probably not.
the Funky Bunch, or Calvin Klein. It could be any
don't think
one of
he
those
gets
three.
anywhere without NKOTB. I think his brother blazed the trails.
Opened some doors, but he still had to deliver, dude. If he sucked, all NKOTB can do for
No,
Donnie
you're right.
is for
every Marky Mark, there's
yeah.
an Aaron Carter.
Exactly. Great point.
Mike, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
We're not even going to do email. Let's just end it. I want to go to Wahlburgers, by the way. I hear it's good.
Hey, speaking of burgers, before we go, you already know that Hamlin Pub's a great place to watch the big game. Have the family out for dinner and for a night out with your girl. But are you aware of Hamlin Pub's amazing Tuesday and Thursday food specials? Tuesday, burgers and brew days. That's an Angus burger, fries, and your choice of 12-ounce domestic beer or a soda, just $6.99. That's a great deal.
Yeah, I'm going Thursday night, though.
Sweet. Pizza's more your thing, then. Then get there on Thursdays, Mike, when you'll get half off all pizzas. These specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub's locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
Perfect. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.